Hi, I'm John Pullman, professional boxing trainer, owner of Pullman's Gym in Northridge, California, and this is Pullmanomics. Today we're going to be talking about the stance. The stance is very, very vital when it comes to talking about boxing in general. It is your foundation. And for me, boxing is like building a house. Without a strong foundation, it doesn't matter how strong any other part of your house is, because if a strong storm comes, the whole thing's going down. So today we have two fighters, two professional fighters, excellent fighters. We have Terrel and Josh that are going to be helping us demonstrate the stance and learn the stance. One of them is left-handed, one of them is right-handed. So that's also going to be very helpful and useful for your, your eyes to see and gauge whatever stance you're going to choose to be in. And when choosing that stance, for me, it's less about what hand is the strongest and more about which leg for you feel is the strongest, because whatever leg is the strongest, that's the one you want to put in the back. Josh is left-handed, and he feels his left leg goes in the back, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to drop in his stance, and he's right-handed. He's going to drop in his stance. And when you drop in your stance, look at them. The back leg comes behind you to a good athletic position, a little bit wider than your shoulders, as you can see here. Legs are a little wider than the shoulders, just a little wider than the shoulders. The knees are bent in a good athletic position. The back foot, he wants to come off his heel a little bit, so you see how he's not quite on his heel? Right, on the ball of his foot, the ball of your foot is right below your toes. Same thing with him on his back leg. A little more weight on the back leg, right? A little bit more weight on the back leg, right? So you're not leaning forward on your front leg. Maybe like 60-40 is probably a good estimation there. Hands, backhand, right on your cheekbone. Front hand, right below your eyes there. Chin is down, eyes are up. Good. Elbows are not too far out, tucked in pretty solid to start. This is a good basic stance, a good basic starting point that you should get very familiar with. And if you do it right, it takes effort, but your body will build up as you go. But again, you have to be really familiar with this stance, know what it feels like to be in it, and know what it feels like to get back to it and how to get back to it. So that's a good solid stance to start out with. Just to get a little bit more specific, here's just a right-hand stance by itself. So this is Terrel, a right-handed fighter. He's in his good boxing stance, solid, good. Come off the ball of your back foot, right. So here we go with the basic footwork for a right-hander. He wants to step forward, his left foot steps forward first. Go ahead. And his back foot comes right back into his stance. So the first step takes him a little bit out of his stance, and then he gets right back into it with the back foot. Go again. Good. Go again. That's a basic step. That's a basic step. He wants to go backward, the back foot goes. Go ahead. Go ahead. And you see that front foot comes right back to his stance. Go ahead. He wants to go to his right foot goes first. You see that? Again. He wants to go to the left, his left foot goes first. And he's right back into his stance. Again. So that's the basic steps for a right-hander. Now here we have a left-handed fighter that's going to demonstrate the left-handed basic footwork very, very concisely and clearly for you left-handed people out there. So this is Josh, right? He's in a good solid stance. Left foot's behind him, right foot's in front of him. If he wants to step forward, his front foot's going to go first, which is his right foot. Go ahead, Josh. And his back foot comes right after to get right back into that solid stance. Go ahead, Josh. Good. If he wants to go backward, the back foot goes first. Perfect. As you see, his stance doesn't alter. It gets right back into a perfect stance that he started with. His left foot's just slightly over here to the left a little more. Right. Backward. Again. Perfect. He wants to go to the left, left foot. Beautiful. Left foot. Right back into a perfect solid stance. To the right foot. Beautiful. Again. So that's the basic footwork right there. It's very important to practice this. It could be tedious, but amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice till they can't get it wrong. So you got to practice this all the time. Okay. Another version of a basic footwork is what I call the slide. The slide works a little bit different than just a basic stepping footwork. The slide may be able to get you somewhere a little quicker, and it's also a way to kind of take the tension out of your body. So the slide is almost like a skip. Your back foot kind of subtly moves forward before the front foot, and you loosen up. So you're going to watch these guys, they're just going to slide forward. So So just sliding forward, good. And then they're gonna slide backward. So it's almost like a skip, very basic and forward. It's just another way to get to where you're going. Good, sliding. And you can practice this back and forth in conjunction with your basic steps. So the slide, good, and then the slide. And then you can relax your upper body a little bit too. Watch how they kind of relax their upper body and they slide forward. Good, and they slide back, good. Good, that's another little basic footwork that you can add to your practice routine as well. The mirror drill. Really, really good drill that is good for everybody, professional fighters and beginners. Here we have Terrel in a right-handed stance. He has a mirror on his side. If you have one at home, works great. What you can see if you look at yourself on the side is you can see that your head is in the right position. You do not want your head to lean forward over your front knee. You want to keep it in your center, right? So you're in a good stance that we talked about earlier, ball your back foot, weight in your back leg, hands in good position, all that. And he's going to do the basic steps, stepping forward with his front foot, and he's going to keep stepping little bit by little bit. And if he could check to see his balance is really good, his head's in good position. He can do the same thing when he steps back with his back foot. Good. This is really good for practicing going forward and back in a good solid stance with good balance. Good. He's going to go forward. He's going to go back. He's going to go forward. Now he's going to do a little slide. He's going to slide forward, how we did earlier too, a little slide. Then he's going to slide back. Then he's going to slide forward. Good. So you can practice this in different ways. Good solid steps, good little slides. You can really good to get to see yourself on the side to make sure you're in good position always. Another great drill to really practice some basic footwork is what I call ring circles, but you don't need a ring to do it. You could do it in your living room if you have to. But what the point of it is to learn how to step around in a circular step, what we call stepping around a person, as opposed to just stepping in such straight lines. So the drill is going to work as such. Both these guys are in a good boxing stance. You have, again, a right-hander and a left-hander. And if they're going to step to their left, you watch their feet. The left foot goes first and the right foot goes first in a circle, so they're stepping around me. Good. If they want to go to their right, the other foot goes first, exactly. So stepping around me in a circular motion. Good. Then the other way. Good. And then they're keeping their body angled towards me, so it really works the circle. Then they go the other way. These are great drills for you to practice and really keeping your stance solid all the time. Then going that way. And you can do it slow and steady, just so you make sure you do it really right, just like these guys are. Another great drill. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the slide going around, not the slide going forward and back. So Josh and Terrel again, right-handed and left-handed. So when they do this slide, you're going to come out of your stance a little bit, and then that's okay. It's a good way to release the tension, and it also will give you an opportunity to transition back into your stance. So if they're going to slide to their left, they slide nice and easy. And then they slide to their right. See how they're kind of out of their stance? Slide to the left. Good. Then they'll stop, get back in their stance. You see, that's a good transition. They're relaxed, taking the tension out, moving a little quicker. Then they get back to their solid stance. So they slide to the right. Slide to the left. Stop getting their stance. Good opportunity to practice knowing how to get back in your stance. Then they'll step in their stance. Good. Step in their stance. Then the other way. Then they'll slide. Then they'll slide. Then they'll stop in their stance. Great opportunity, great drill to practice releasing the tension, a different little version of basic footwork, and getting back to being solid as well. These were really good drills that you can practice at home to work on your really solid stance and basic footwork. You don't need much at all to do it. You can set your cell phone for a timer for 3 minutes and practice a few rounds. You could do it in your living room. It's okay if you mess up. Just practice your best and do your best that you can. And my professional fighters, they practice this basic stuff all the time. It's very important. Sometimes it may feel a little boring because you feel like you're going slow, but that's okay. You will get faster as you progress. You know, fruit is the last thing to bear on a tree. And remember, amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. I'm John Pullman, and thanks for tuning in to Pullmanomics.